I have potato chips. Fry 'em after a minute too.
Let's sip the tea while we spill the tea, my guy. Let's go. All right, you ready?
Let's do this.
Oh yeah! I wonder if they could hear me the whole time. Did I do that thing again?
Maybe.
Audience is the one that's on. Absolutely. I totally did. Oh yeah!
Let's go! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Totally did that thing again, didn't I?
All life happens, friend.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I like that we're just chilling. Like it's on. We left the mic open. You can tell how we set up for this show, and it's always just pretty chill, you know what I mean? We're just hanging out, having a good time. Sure, I'm in the chat. Predicting the future.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
We do it.
Toggling between this show and the NBA at the same time. Backspace. King. Queen. I don't know.
Oh. Backspace. Get your crown, whatever it may be.
Yeah, take your Take it. Take that crown, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy, because the NBA's got some compelling content this season.
Yeah, they do. Ooh.
I've been having a good time watching that, actually. I like to watch that. Pretty much have NBA TV on anytime I don't have Bloomberg on right now. It's crazy. Crazy good games.
I'm with it.
Woo! Good morning.
Joseph, how's the day?
The day is... The day is long.
Good morning,
the night
legitimately.
Is longer. Chat, yesterday I slept 2 hours before my first meeting. And then I was like, hey, maybe I should be a modicum of responsible. I took a nap from the end of Half Dork's D&D session that Rad Condad joined us for the first time today in.
Ooh, that was fun.
And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Took a nap from then until basically this moment. Whew! Because, you know,
right.
this is a big day. It's true. He did call me. Like, I had an alarm. I set it for an hour before the show because I was like, I'm going to snooze this bad boy all day. You know what I mean? You guys know. You've been there. You two were up late. Conrad wasn't up nearly as late as I was, to be fair.
That's true.
To be fair. We finished a phone call with Conrad, and then I was like, yep, no, not going to sleep yet.
Ridiculous.
Hodel Hill! How are you doing today? You better cook that dinner for your kid. Well, you know what? Yukon Art, sorry, I'm going to call you Yukon, but because that's what I read when I YKION. I don't know why. She's not here today. It's it's the end of my week, and it's the start of the next week. So, you know. Econ. I like it. Ekion? All right,
we'll
we
figure
gotta
it
get
out.
it. Ekion. I like it. Like, it seems like it has Spanish tendencies to it. Get out, Rufu!
All the regulars in today. PG,
we're having a good
Live,
time.
T, Newman up in there. Enrique, how's it going from Boise? Open the box, backspace, Pups
Not
Culture.
Jackie Chan. Not Jackie Chan. I can't let you take this life from me. I can't let you take this love from me right here. They're saying, you're still asleep, Joseph. This is a dream.
Joseph,
and you
wake
know
up.
what? This post,
Wake up, Joseph.
This post is a dream. We're going to talk all about it.
Oh, yeah. This is some good beans right here.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the GMAE show. Today is March 13th, 2022. It's a Friday for those people who are superstitious in the chat. 8:09 p.m. my local time, but it may be May 14th, 2022, where you are. If you're joining us from the Asia Pacific region, welcome. If you're joining from India, welcome. If you are joining from the middle of Russia, welcome. If you are joining anywhere around the world, Joe needs to move that mic, you know what I mean? Or the little mousey, the mic. Yeah. I just have to move the mic, you know what I mean, chat? And just move the mic a little bit.
Throw that thing around.
Just move the mic. We're having a huge day today because you guys have been asking, and there's so much information that you might have missed inside of this series of tweets / official Discord posts that came out announcing the future for landowners in the Sandbox game. It's very likely that we are going to cover something and you're going to be like, what? In this show today. Chat, we got a lot going on. So it's possible that you have so many questions during this stream that we may not play games today. That's okay, because this is huge. Every day, 5 days a week on this show, good morning, afternoon, evening, we play the games that you create in the Sandbox Game Maker and give you direct feedback on those games. Today, of course, as we tend to start the show with the news, this news is so big that, as I said, you may have a lot of questions. So if you do, during the course of this show, feel free to put your questions in the comments section below this video. We will address those questions live as they come in. Conrad will be taking notes of those questions. Please, if you do have questions, write the word question in the front of it. Makes it way easier for us to see, and we can address those things. Also, if you're watching later over on youtube.com and you don't want to stay through the entire show, I understand. I'm probably going to drop some beans that don't get dropped on this date, but the Discord AMA officially on May 20th as of this announcement with regards to the 2022 landowner roadmap.
This guy. We already got our first question.
All right.
Game Dizzy. Conrad, why are you so awesome? Oh, a man after my own heart. Killing me.
Well, answer the question.
I'm just living my life, friend. I'm just trying to be a good person.
His life.
Be good. Let's just be good people, and get down to some Sandbox news.
I like it.
Let's do it.
JoJo217 saying I won on the live stream on 4/22, but until now I didn't get my reward. Jojo, there's a chance that guy held up in limbo. I don't know if you've been watching the show lately, but a lot of stuff's been going on in Joe's life. So I'll check. I'll check to see what's going on. What's good on that? If it hasn't been sent out, no worries. We'll get it sorted.
It's humans sending it out, so
it's humans. We're people.
They gotta take the time to do
that. You know what I mean?
One.
Nonetheless,
automated, so.
Let's get into it. The bullet points, and then the details of those bullet points to the extent
this is a loaded thread.
Share. This is huge. First, at the Sandbox Game Official says we continue to bring value to our landowners. The roadmap 2022 for landowners, including a stake, a sand airdrop to all landowners. You can claim, stake, buy, build, migrate, and meet. And all of these things being announced with dates and or rough in dates for you. The Discord AMA, once again for this, will be on May 20th at 3 p.m. UTC. Huge thread. Read on for a breakdown by the topic below. As a landowner, first tweet talks about what we've done and what we are going to do. All right. The green check mark, 2.5 million sand, had been airdropped to landowners. This already happened, and it will be happening again. On 1/22, January, we did this. We will do this again in this month, the month 5/22. Twice as large as the previous sand airdrop in total. 5 million sand. If you are a landowner who owns between 1 and 8 lands, your tier, unique, you're getting 200 sand. If you own 9 lands and 35 lands, somewhere between those, you get 300 sand in this airdrop. Magnate is the 36 to 143 lands, 500 sand airdrop. If you have 144 lands and short of 576, you're getting 2,500 sand, and Mogul's getting 10,000 sand. Those people who own the very large estates and more.
Right, and before you continue on that, Rufu's got a relevant question here.
Sure.
And so does Warframe Everyday. So Warframe Everyday says, if I buy land on OpenSea, will it already be migrated? And then to answer their second question there, also for the sand airdrop, will it be snapshot? We just look at that snapshot, 22. But will that OpenSea land be migrated?
Listing your land on OpenSea doesn't change the properties of that land necessarily. It's still in your wallet until it is sold. So it's not like they take custody of the asset. However, all of the lands have been migrated in preparation for the Polygon land migration. So if it does happen, then you can initiate that land migration to the Polygon network at that later time, while your listing, however, will automatically expire on OpenSea, and you would, if you were still intending to list it after moving it to Polygon, you would need to list again, as it would be on Polygon Matic network. But the gas fee for the second listing should be fairly low, given that it is on Polygon Matic. Good evening, Julia G. Holy in the chat.
Oh, and we got Codazine popping up in here.
That's right. Candidly Kristen. Candidly Kristen gets just a million free points. Gets a million free points from me all the time. Let's talk about the next bit. As a landowner, you're staking. Oh, yes. Okay,
there's
go
more.
Ahead. Go ahead.
We got
there's
question.
All right.
Can you explain the sand airdrop for owners and go through the T&Cs? Because some users are asking if they send their lands to multiple wallets, will they get multiple sand rewards? Don't know, however, people are asking for clarification.
Mm-hmm. To the extent that a person isn't manipulating the system, it is possible that you have, let's say, some lands that are on your soft wallet and some lands that are on your hard wallet. The allocation will be based on the snapshot. Fairly simple answer to that.
On that snapshot.
All right. So multiplayer on Sand ETH staking. You can see in this tweet, it covers what we have done in the past. You know, we had not multiplayer, it's a multiplier, my bad. Multiplier on Sand ETH staking. So in the past, if you were a landowner, back in 2020, this time, we initiated the ability to have a staking multiplier based on the proportion of lands that you had against your sand. So currently, if you're in the Sandmatic pool or the L2 direct sand only pool, you do not get a multiplier that is affected by how many lands you own. But in the future, as of this month, those will return. You guys have been asking about this quite a bit on this show, and the answer is now here, available, ready for you. Of course, if you guys ask questions, I just want to be clear that there are times like this moment right here that we're talking about where we have the answer, but we want to make sure that we set expectations correctly. So we don't want to go out and say, yeah, that's going to happen on a certain date, and then it's not a target we can reach, right? So when the product is complete, then we can start to make those announcements and make those discussions something real. So PG Live PT asking an important question here. They ask May 2022, or is it the 22nd of May? All of these dates are listed by the month window that it would be issued. It could be any date during this month.
Ooh. So if you're if you want to get those lands, talking about you, Warframe every day, it's relevant to your question. Gotta get them yesterday.
I mean, not necessarily, but yeah. As long as you have the land before the airdrop, then you're eligible for the airdrop. So you've got the snapshot is going to be made. I mean, there's probably like a number of hours that window wouldn't be true. If you got it today and it goes out tomorrow, then this snapshot would probably be taken like 2 or 3, 4 hours before the airdrop officially goes out. But in terms of like that window, would you notice? You probably wouldn't even notice, even if you were buying them. You'd be like, oh, well, my bad. I got it on the same day it came out. Just know that as long as you're not getting it on the same day, you're certain to have it. All right. So a landowner catalyst and gem farming. This one is huge. All right. Once again, happening on L2 staking. This is on the Polygon Matic network, as we've talked about on this show. Landowner catalysts and gem farming. You'll see the little $sign in front of it. That is because these assets are ERC20 tokens, meaning they are a token that we are generating, farming. We can trade because they're an ERC20 token. And when you use those catalysts to create rarity traits for your assets, when you use those gems to assign your assets certain statistical bonuses, you are consuming the catalysts and the gem. So they are ERC20 tokens, they are tradable, but they're also consumable, and your assets will be able to be minted in a future just shortly after those are available on L2. Landowner, 10 million sand farming, layer 2, 722. So you've got June for the gem and catalyst farming start. You've got July for 10 million sand farming pool. Pretty huge. Pretty huge. I expect more questions about that particular section. I'm sure that's going to come up. As a landowner, for buyers, new partners to be announced. These are hints. If you don't know, now you know. These are hints. These emojis. 622. announcements start rolling out for new partners that have yet to be announced at this point. New land sales system with raffle and KYC for a fairer process begins in September 2022. And upcoming land sales in Q3 2022, including Ubisoft, Paris Hilton, Warner Music, Gucci, Adidas. I don't know, I wanted to say it like that.
Gucci.
That's right. So new opportunities to buy land if you want to start to leverage some of these benefits. Look forward to those coming in the future. And lands are running out. Lands are almost gone. Not to employ FOMO here, but we do expect to see those lands sell out either at the end of 2022 or early part of 2023. So sales are going quick. This, for me personally, is super good news. Raffle mechanics and KYC mechanics, I think, is super good. Because you guys have been talking about what's the permanent solution to making sure that one person is one person. KYC is there. Now, to a clip of over 90%. The community has responded as either neutral or demanding KYC in a recent poll. So, huge, knowing that most of us agree that it is a good process going forward. Play. Let's talk about play. This is a huge tweet.
Before we move on to play here, let's get some of these questions out of the way.
Okay.
So Laura G783 over on Twitch does want to know if you can go over the 100 steps to take to prepare for Sandbox land sales, which I imagine we could do that at some point tonight. But otherwise,
it's fine.
It's only Lee Newman wants to know if the snapshot has already been done, but Touche has to add on to that. I don't know this for sure, but the last time the Sandbox announced an airdrop, the snapshot already took place before the announcement to prevent people from spreading all their lands to separate wallets to scam the system.
Sure.
Once again, this is not for sure. So
yeah. So at this time, this is a preview announcement before an announcement, if that makes sense. So it's yeah. I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm gonna just leave it there and not bring that up over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Right. We're going for it, but
nonetheless,
Nate wants to know: will we be able to farm for gems if our land is in cold storage?
Yeah. You once again, you are staking lands, or you are staking sand, and the land is serving sort of like the land multiplier mechanic does, which is as long as your stake is initiated from that same cold storage wallet, or your account is that cold storage wallet, then you staking sand in the website there is going to be good to go.
Can you turn me up just a little bit? PG Live is saying
you're as loud as it gets, my guy.
Oh,
but I can
just speak louder.
No, just give me a second. I got
okay.
you. I'll just turn you up to like 200% on Discord. That added like 40%.
Hey,
hopefully that works.
Well, hopefully I'm not peaking now. And then Half-Dork and
Rufu. Sorry.
Half-Dork and Rufu wants to know any idea on how many catalysts and gems we will be earning each week per land?
I don't have full details on the numbers of that because it's not per se based on lands that you own. It's based on the stake of sand that you proportionately put into the system, with the interest that, if you're a new user, somebody who hasn't been here for, a couple of years, hasn't accrued a bunch of lands, it's, we assume you may still also be a high quality artist that's going to need access to those gems and catalysts. So the multiplier is based on, not really multiplier, but the proportion is based on your stake. So in the same way that there is a pool of sand that is allocated, the gems and catalysts will be allocated sort of in that way as well, where they don't have, like, it's not just going to, like, dump them all out there and make the value of a gem and a catalyst, worthless overnight or whatever. We assume that there will be some consumability to them, and we are going to use similar tokenomics practices to the way that we distribute sand as well, despite the fact that they, yes, do have technically an unlimited supply. They will be being consumed as well. So yeah.
Right on. And then as far as KYC goes, G is us wants to know if we can KYC our children's accounts, and can we get parent verified KYCs?
Sure. So
loaded question.
The terms and conditions of KYC may depend on what KYC method is conducted. I'm saying that because, let's say maybe, for example, we use the Animoca Brands company BlockPass as our KYC method. If we do that, then what are their rules for KYC? That said, you must be 18 years or older to register for the Sandbox Game account. So,
unfortunately.
So, you know what I'm saying. I'm not like, not huge on enforcement of that, obviously. But also,
right.
If we were to have legal action incurred upon us by, let's say, any country that was like, hey, if they claimed that would be child labor or something, right? That's one of the cases where we would have to enforce that instantly without discrimination. So I understand exactly what you're saying, and that's why I'm saying all those things. Because, yes, I very specifically read that announcement in that way yesterday, because our version of enforcement on that is going to be dependent on the law and how that law is enforced against the Sandbox game. So, we know that there are folks out there who have kids playing. We know that there are folks out there who have kids learning. And it is, how does a local government interpret the play to earn mechanic or the sale of assets and whatnot? How does that come into play? And that's where that terms and conditions does apply. So again, we try to be flexible, but also have to have that there, have to apply that, because that's the law.
We got some fun TOS, don't worry. And then Max wants to know, can we get land on Binance? Is that possible?
You cannot get land on Binance. No, they don't currently sell lands. What?
Finance land.
Oh, can you finance a land? Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's lots of different ways that you can acquire financing so that you can acquire crypto, and then you could use that crypto to buy the land. Yeah. So yeah, then, probably. You just have to look into how to get ETH or something, and then convert it to sand after you finance the ETH.
There you go. And then Bata June wants to know, any competitions for lands? Is that a thing?
Maybe. We're having a bunch of game jams. Obviously, you can earn sand through all those game jams. We've got VoxEdit contests going like crazy. You can earn sand through those VoxEdit contests that you can use to get lands. Otherwise, direct land. I won't make an announcement as to whether we're going to have direct land events. We do. One thing that I would say as a note to that is, if you go to the website at sandbox.game and you click on map, you'll see all these little tiny tiles of blue, right? And we use those for different kinds of events, giveaways, that sort of thing. As long as there are blue tiles, we may have an event like that. We may also issue you a land like one of those if you were, asked to come into the Game Maker Fund or something to that effect. So there is that. And there we go. So the reverse G is us is mentioning. I like this comment, so I'm going to read it here. It says, thanks for the thorough answer. Binance does have crypto loans with NFTs as your collateral. So this, obviously it's kind of a reverse question of that, because they want to know if they can, not have to collateralize a loan, but rather just take a loan right. to buy the land.
Can I just work for the Sandbox?
Ian Rooney, I'm not even going to read that out. You're taking a chance, friend.
Oh,
I'm not even going to read it. That's a good one, though. That's a good one, though. Man. To be fair, that's an opportunity for sure. It's an opportunity. Yes, we'll see if it works out for you.
Remember, folks, not financial advice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I like it. I like it.
We are.
I'm not even gonna
We
read
advocate for you, and we want you to do well, but make sure you guys don't kill your savings. Once again, not financial advice.
Yeah. Be careful. Anyway.
All right, let's go on to the rest of this news. As,
all right.
All the other questions are just when season 3.
So yeah. Oh well, that's good. That's a good one. Wait. Is that really a question? Is that the other questions?
Oh yeah, we got those coming in like hot because we got speculation for July.
Chat. You want to talk about it? You want to talk about it real quick? You want to talk about it real quick?
You know they want to know.
You see this right here on your screen? Check. Done. Season 1. Exclusive NFT rewards. This happened. 11/2021. Check. Season 2. Exclusive. Earn more sand and raffle tickets compared with Season 1. Confirmed. Done. February 2022. Season 3. In progress. Extra raffle tickets. Increased rewards. Special raffle for landowners only. Scheduled. July 2022.
What does that mean, Joe? What does that mean?
You asked when Season 3. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, you owe me like 7 sodas now.
I do? Why?
We just jinxed right there. There you go. You got it.
There you go. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But the chat's been asking when Season 3. I like this. Candidly, Kristen, leaving the right answer. I want to actually, you're right, Kristen. I want to address this one more time because this only confirms that Season 3 will be happening in the period that is July. It does not confirm the start of Season 3. It does not confirm the ending of Season 3 necessarily. All right. So you got a lot going on in this tweet, but nonetheless, you got yourself a window. You got yourself a time slot. And it could be sooner. It could go later. We'll find out when we get there. This is, once again, as we look at this thread, we're looking at windows of opportunity. We're looking at previews to upcoming announcements. So you'll want to join that May 20th AMA, 3 p.m. UTC on the Discord for full details as they can be released. And press releases are going to continue to roll out with regards to all of these topics, all of these parts, soon. For those.
Mr. Winning says July 3rd makes sense, and that's my birthday, so if that could happen, I'd be all right with that for my birthday.
That's interesting. That's an interesting timeline. I appreciate that speculation. I'm trying to do the math in my head as I'm a little bit. There's a lot going on here. All right. 35 plus certified builders in the community. Check. Done. This is already done. But the timeline shows June 2022. Maybe that's a typo. Create estates with your land. You hear that? Did you hear that? In the roadmap, when we originally launched Sand tokens, we were talking about it. Talking about the white paper out here. We talked about creating estates. In the white paper, they were called districts with your land. Estates Q3 2022, because you guys have been asking on the map at sandbox.game, when can we merge those? If you're like PG Live PT in the chat and you got a bunch of lands that are all adjacent, when can we merge those? This is that timeline, Q3 2022, meaning that it could happen anytime between July, August, September. But nonetheless, publish experiences on lands and estates. Huge. Your content, your games, your experiences. This is what this show is all about right here. Get creating. Get to making. Ask for feedback. We'll give you the feedback right here. And to the effect of, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil that announcement. I got another announcement for you guys with regards to QA and feedback coming up in the future. Not on this. Nonetheless, okay. You're getting it free right here is what I'm saying. You're getting it free. Publish experiences on your land and estates. Get your games, get your experiences, get your concert venues, your social hubs, your museums, whatever you're making on your lands, get it done. Send it to us. Publish it in the Sandbox Game Maker gallery. Get the feedback, make the adjustments to make it glitch-free and enjoyable. Because in Q4 of 2022, your games and experiences will be able to be published to the metaverse and people will be able to go play it. So it's huge. All right. Real quick, I'm seeing PG Live PT drop this question that you might have just copy-pasted.
I literally had just done so.
It says, if I have a 4x5 estate, but I am only going to build in a short term a 2x2 estate, is there any problem with that? In fact, no. I want to be clear that the create estates with your land, in terms of technically possible, you can already do that without visually merging them on the map at sandbox.game. So this is a dashboard coding adjustment that will be made that is purely in visual only with other kinds of features associated. But right now, if you, PG Live PT, go onto the Game Maker and you make yourself a 2x2 experience, the only thing that you will have to do when you take it to the metaverse is assign where you want that to be on the map. So you've got your 4x5, your 20 total lands. You need to take a 2x2 block in there, and you can place it anywhere you want in that space. Once you place it, just know that you can't, you must make shapes that fill then the remaining space as you are developing. So you could make 4 2x2s and then a 4x1 if you like, or any variety of shapes to fill out the space for different experiences in that block that you're talking about. So when you are putting an image to the estate, if I want to leave this bit, that if by design it is not district style, meaning not L shapes, then you would have to choose a square and or rectangle for your estates in terms of an image and placement of that on the map. But if it can be already that like L-shaped districting, then you could put whatever image you want on it. And that is what this is essentially, is the idea that you can start promoting your lands and you're not stuck with all these little tiny 1x1 squares. All right.
Right.
Rent.
I got more questions, but let's go.
Lands and estates. Q4 2022. This year, before all the lands are gone, before they're all sold, renting them will be possible. Estates, not just individual lands as well. And then there's this. Just getting started with huge Game Maker updates. Conrad, what questions do you have?
This right here?
Before we get to this, what questions are in the chat right now? Because this is going to bring out a million questions.
All right. Sorry, I'm still reading. Anyways,
stop it.
I got it. Okay. Anyways, and Alston over on Twitch wants to know when will we be able to actually upload onto the marketplace?
Yeah. So in order to upload for sale into the marketplace, you must have the feature we discussed earlier, which is the gems and the catalysts on layer 2. Let me go back to that. We'll come back to this here in a second. All right. Right here. Land owner, catalyst, and gem farming. Layer 2. Set for June 2022. Now, this is a prerequisite. I'm not going to say that this makes a guarantee, but we haven't finished this thread yet. So we'll get into all the details that we're going to cover in this thread, and then we can come back to this question. Conrad, keep that up. I'm going to address it if we don't address it as we go further down this. Because there's a lot of stuff in here, and I want to make sure that it's here before I say it out here. You know what I mean? I don't want to spill any beans that we haven't already spilled, but also I like the idea of detailing these questions or this content in ways that people might have not seen initially. So let's talk about this roadmap. Okay, yeah, you got another question.
Oh, we still got questions, yeah.
Let's go.
And then Rufu wanted to know if there's an internal system for land renting. We just kind of touched on that. Is there a set guide for the amount of land is rented for, or will renting be done on Poly at the beginning?
Renting will be on layer 2. There is no guide for when you we can make a guide in terms of like a video guide if you want to know how to do it. That obviously, I think that makes sense. You'll probably see it come out from somebody like PandaPops or whatnot. And for the interest of that demo, I'm going to actually make a note so that we can talk to each other and do, like, she can rent to me for like a day or something, because then we can make sure you get a nice video out there.
Right. Oh yeah, Swim. We knew Swim was leaked earlier, several weeks ago, by Joe himself.
That's right. That's right. You better watch this show.
This is so much more.
This is so much more.
Anyways,
okay, so
to continue on with the rest of our questions here real fast. Go West 97 wants to know, what if we make a concert venue that is in real life? Is that going to run into issues while we're editing our estates?
Wait, I'm confused. If you make a concert venue in real life?
That is in real life. So if, like, I make the Gorge, for instance.
Okay.
In my,
which is in Georgia. Estate. It's in Washington State in the U.S. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify so people aren't like, what's the Gorge? You want to, like, no.
Okay.
It's controversial. Yeah, that could be controversial. That could be a problem. They're not like landmarks. They're not state owned. They are privately held. So, if you made TD Garden or something, they probably aren't going to be a huge fan that you took their stadium and built it again because they have ownership rights over that. That said, you can slightly modify anything. If you make like the Seattle Seahawks stadium or something, but you didn't do that like huge pillar that is also a giant video screen, it would be similar but not the same. And they
right. We again get that conversation about skirting the line of copyright.
Yeah.
So go for it, but don't be too close. And then MSB Rusher wants to know, are you folks the owners of the Sandbox, or what roles do you play?
I am not the owner of the Sandbox game, turns out. No, my job is to know everything inside and out, upside and down about the Sandbox game. Nobody asked me to do that job. That's the job that I have because you guys deserve that. I told them when I came in to do this GMAE show that was my expectation, that we would make sure we have thorough, complete, clear answers for you as well as we can for the information that we are allowed to speak about when we can. Today being huge for that. Conrad is the producer in the seat right now, making sure that all of those questions that you guys are asking, as we've got hundreds of people that come into the chat at any given moment across multiple channels, sometimes if we're in the mid-season, thousands of people in the channel hanging out. Conrad makes sure that I don't miss any of those questions because that is a full-time job on its own, for sure. Ice Pilot X7 leaving the comment that Joseph knows everything except how to get good. I appreciate you.
That's true.
You saw me play the Kong Rage or whatever yesterday, right?
You beat it, though.
I did beat it. I got good, even, right there in the end. When it was clutch time, when I had to do it, I came through under pressure. All right? How about that?
Right. But our official titles, I am an ambassador, and Joe is lead ambassador.
That is true. Live content producer and soon to be, very likely editor of, or lead editor over a new program. But we'll see how that develops.
Those are beans right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Not supposed to do those.
That's right. Also, not even talking about the thing that I said I wasn't talking about, because there's more going on. Man, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot right now. Doing a lot. Having fun. Having fun doing it. Okay. Do we have other questions? Okay, let's go over the Game Maker roadmap.
We got some, but I want to see this.
May 2022 _ 0.7 leaderboard. July. That's huge. In progress. Set to release in the 0.7 update. Quest colors. 3C controls, including walking and sitting, not just sprinting all around the map all the time.
Right.
New splash screen for the content and updating. New music available. Enhancements to the following features. Asker and speaker components by player name. Dialogue improvements, including dialogue option navigation using WASD and arrows rather than just the mouse. Customizable delay to answering a question. Enhancement. Private message can be directly sent by clicking on a player's icon. And avatar spawner orientation. Now, you will not necessarily have to have somebody spawn in where they just drop in the same direction, facing north or whatever, every time that they come in. Avatar spawner orientation can be huge for when you drop somebody into something that would be a third-person close distance shooter game or something, right? You want to have that, like, that Resident Evil depth of field or something. You need that orientation to be there so that you don't come in and you're facing the camera like, ha, hi, because it can take you out of it. Huge. 0.7.1 described as the concert update. Behaviors and components. Multiplayer. Concert behaviors and components. Multiplayer inventory. First pass. In parentheses, it says attempt here. Game client menu UI revamp. Progression level up effects. And 3C controls continuing to develop with lunged attack, swim, shelve an item, crouch using stealth mechanics, crawl using stealth mechanics, and enemy detection of those stealth mechanics. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
November, parkour.
Yeah, yes, what is that about?
I'm not going to... check out that over on the Discord. You should see more details on that. I believe. I'd have to double check. But if, to be clear, if you're not seeing it on the Discord, because I didn't go look at the Discord. I started here. I stayed here because there was so much to go over that I just wanted to stick with what we have on Twitter right now. If you're not seeing those details and you want to know more about those details, go back May 20th. Get those details, because that's what it's all about. The AMA is all about getting that, what you are looking for from that. There will, of course, be a 0.7 roadmap that talks about these things in detail. This picture is coming from that roadmap. The articles, they're already written. And so there's just a ton of things going on here. All right.
Okay, I have a ton of questions.
Yes, let's
real
go.
Quick. I need you to go over to the Discord, our personal, and click on GMAE show and look at what Andy Ritchie just sent us.
Oh. Can you give everyone an update for me, please, regarding the Game Jam? Big changes to the asset approval process. There is no need to send asset links for approval. While uploading an asset, the final step, number 4, has a button saying Publish. Upon pressing the button, the asset will be published without having to wait or send the link via a form. We covered this a bit yesterday, but Andy sleeps when we have this show. Big nap time. Tips! If the button is grayed out, please request an artist account using this form. Would you like me to paste it in the chat? For those people who are interested in having an artist account, only if you don't already have an artist account for a game jam.
It's weird. It's like I'm already...
Fill out that form.
I
already did it. You're too late. I
almost did.
Make sure you open the Game Maker and check the asset for any mistakes before pressing publish on step 4. Check it out, because you will be able to upload it in your account. You can check in the Game Maker to make sure that it is good. When you press publish on step 4, it publishes it into the marketplace as a finalized version that you could then possibly later mint. So make sure that you double check them before you get through the publishing portion on step 4. The Sandbox terms and conditions will apply. Any assets that break copyright, are hateful, include sexual content, may be removed, and a Sandbox staff member will be in contact with you. Any questions with regards to that, drop them in the Game Jam Discord or visit an official The Sandbox live stream like this one. Details to the competition for this Game Jam on the Sandbox website. You can check them out in the news if you're thinking about the GMAE. I'm going to call it GMAE again. Competition there. Do you need to make games in order to apply, or just assets? The intention of this is for those people who are making things for the Game Jam. But, you know,
okay,
it's a single checkbox, so not a terrible amount of work. We don't have to custom approve all of your assets. You just need to have your account listed as an artist.
All right, are you ready for some of these questions that are relevant to that massive update page?
Yes, go.
Okay, first, Klangjard over on YouTube. This is irrelevant to that. Wants to know when the snapshot date for landowners airdrop was.
The announcement for any of these things, this is a preview. This is an announcement to an announcement because there's so much. This is a roadmap.
Right.
So the snapshot date will be given when the official announcement will be for those rewards. That will be its own individual Medium post and or post directly on the website at sandbox.game. You will also see a tweet go out about that separately that details that snapshot time. I believe that will be included in the tweet. If the snapshot time isn't in the tweet, then the link to the Medium, which will have that time, will be there.
Right. And then KNR33 wants to know, will land lose value moving away from Ethereum network onto Polygon? What's your opinion on that one?
Land's value isn't tied to the value of ETH. You know, it's still going to be tradable in WETH if you wanted to. Tradable in Sand, obviously, you can do that now. So, yeah, it really comes down to, you know, the market decides, right? It's never something that I can say, yeah, it's going to be worth a number. As demand goes up and supply goes down, especially, right, like eventually lands are going to be sold out. What happens with the price of a land, right? People are still going to want them. So it's presumable that they would likely go up in value once there is no new supply going into the market. So, yeah.
Essentially, the community are the ones that set the price.
That is everything, right? So then it comes down to things like this announcement where we're talking about what the value is of land, what is the upcoming value of land, what is the continued value of having a land. And I think that you guys can see some of that happening, especially, of course, in a tweet thread like this.
Right. And then I'm trying to find it here again, how to say their name, because we had it earlier.
Say my name.
Ikan, there it is.
Okay.
Ikan wants to know if there is any news on the L2 land sale.
Yeah. Lands must be migrated over onto the Layer 2 network before we can have a Layer 2 network sale. But the second that they are migrated over, you can expect that the next sale after should be in on Polygon. I don't see any reason why that's not the case. Maybe there's one land sale that is on ETH, but realistically, we wouldn't want to have you migrate over all your lands and then for some reason go sell it on ETH and be like, hey, you also get to take another fee to migrate it again. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So, I would just say probably for the same.
Okay.
I like this question from Candidly Kristen. Can I answer it right now? Because it is a question from Discord, so that you can address that with them. It says, I have 3 lands that make an L shape, but the Game Maker only allows me to make a 2x2. I cleared out any assets in the spot I don't own. Will the Game Maker eventually handle that? It is our intention to make that possible. However,
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
Hudson Racing is the one asking this question over on YouTube. Say their name so I can get their attention in case they're not paying attention.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So, yeah. We do intend to be able to develop on L shapes in the future. That is part of more of that, like when I talked about earlier, we can create an estate versus when we create what's called a district. A district would be those weird shapes, the Z shapes, the L shapes, the U shapes, all that sort of stuff. Just keeping in mind that right now we still have that sort of hard limitation of the 4x4 total volume of box, because we don't want to have users load up this like massive experience that is, shaped like a Q or something, and then they lag when they're in that instanced area. So yeah, the intention is that an L will exist, and it is just going to, it's sort of a lower priority at this time, just purely because we would like to focus on the optimization for the formats that we have now, so that we don't have situations come up like we had in the last alpha, where certain users were saying like this experience had too much going on in there, or that experience did, right? So we'll optimize the squares, the rectangles, before we get into the Z shapes, U shapes, all that sort of stuff.
Okay. And then Klingjard, once again, for 3C controls, walking, sit function, will the old avatar like Snoop Dogg or Wombats be able to use the sit function as well? Or does it have to be a new avatar?
Yeah, they'll work because they are a medium humanoid. If you go into the templates in VoxEdit and you're creating those using those templates that are medium humanoids, then those templates are still read and updated on our backend, separate from, like, when you create something that's all custom, you're the person who's deciding all of the animations. So if you wanted to create something all custom and you wanted to have 100 animations, you could choose to do that. But for those assets, we can apply these updates because they're all medium humanoid templates, including the doggies, avatars, and that sort of stuff.
Oh, touche! Stop! You're hurting my feelings.
What happened? What happened?
Splinter
Cell is 20 years old. That's right. It does make it retro. Touche. I mentioned that actually when we did the first announcement of that somebody could make games like Metal Gear.
Right.
Behind D. What's a Russian gunship doing here?
Right. Sorry. Coding for Kids over on YouTube wants to know, will there be PvP on the multiplayer?
So multiplayer interactivity doesn't appear on this portion of the roadmap. Behaviors and components in multiplayer do exist, but I don't think that the concert portion has enough fully fleshed out multiplayer interactivity to make PvP possible. But to be fair, you guys have blown my mind in this community of things that you have created with simpler mechanics, and you've evolved them into these highly complex situations. So I'm sure that while I'm saying that PvP is not possible, you guys are going to figure it out in like 2 weeks and be like, ha, yeah, I know what I'm doing now. So yeah. Joe is Otacon. Wow.
True.
Wow.
It's true.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And then Half Dork wants to know if there is a chat delay, as in BioWare quest style quest responses.
I'm sorry.
Are you
One more
familiar
time?
with if the delay in that's mentioned here, is it going to be in like that BioWare like style for quest responses? Or
Yeah,
chat
so
delay.
have a few
You have a few
seconds to respond. Oh, you're saying you want to, like, will there be a
like a time
timer?
delay. Yeah, there we go.
There's not a timer. I think it's more like, well, I mean, okay, so there is a timer. Is there a visual representation of that timer? I think that's going to be up to you. Because the chat delay is with that intention of creating more narrative dramatic effect and possibly a chat delay having different events occur as a result of that chat that happened on a delayed timer. So you'll see that it's going to be really clear when you actually get to see that demoed, but there's not an easy way to explain that without having the UI UX in front of you and watching one example be fleshed out. So that's probably something where the second that update comes out, we're building on a Wednesday stream or a Saturday stream or whatever with Alex and showing you exactly what these tools are doing.
Right, right. And Meta League wants to know, what about pets, avatars, parenting ability?
Pets still technically is something that you could apply right now, given the tools. It just requires than the more than what is on this roadmap. It is a larger scope of work to make it simple. It is possible that you could do that currently in a complex way. So the intention of all of these updates as you see them are us taking and making all the hard code happen on the back end so that you cannot have to code it at all and go, check, it's a pet, it will follow you, right? No matter where you go or whatever. Check, as a pet, it may attack. Check, as a pet, it can do all these other things. So
right, you gonna move that mouse?
Yeah, I saw.
I can already think of a way to make chat delay a thing by killing the NPC on a timer or something like that, right?
Yeah.
As you talk to it, there's ways to do all of these fun things. But moving on, Mr. Winning wants to know: will this mean that social hubs are a publishable option?
Currently, social hubs are a checkbox for an administrator. So we have, 3 people that do that. Actually, that's not even entirely true. Our chief technical officer is the person who checks the box that says you can have a social hub at this time. That said, of course, when you can publish into the metaverse, you should have all of those options. So when we get to that point, whether it's social hub, single player experience, a potentially multiplayer combat, depending on how we start tagging things differently, you may see that it straight up says for some reason like concert venue or something, right? Not necessarily just says social hub, because that's just like a visual tag. So yeah, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to make social hubs just whenever you want once you're publishing into the metaverse.
Alrighty, and then Meta League wants to know, what about presets on the Game Maker? Are they going to be all affected by this?
I don't think this affects any existing presets. These are just additional features that you can add. People haven't talked about this, but 1 second. All right. I'm gonna see what I can pull from a pitch deck that I have without.
Okay,
that's a 0.6.
Super secret themes.
0.6.
Okay.
0.7. Okay. So can you answer or ask that question one more time so that I'm looking for the right thing?
Presets on the Game Maker. Ice Pilot, you don't win D&D.
Yeah, you do. I did a win.
No,
I did a win earlier.
You don't win D&D.
I did a win earlier in D&D. You were there.
Oh, goodness.
We did it together.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins, including the DM. The DM
as long as
wins.
you have fun.
The DM wins when we die.
No, the DM wins when everybody has fun. That's the great part. Yeah, Halfdork says we all tie for first. There you go. Okay. So, any news on the presets on the Game Maker?
Okay.
Question he's hunting down right now.
I'm sorry. So yeah, as I'm looking through, there is no effect on presets in this 0.7 update that is upcoming currently.
Okay.
There is so much more, however, that is not on this document that when you see the announcement, I think everybody will collectively need new shorts because it's wild. It's super crazy. Oh, that's a bullet point. Oh. There's a roadmap after 0.7 that I'm seeing here.
You're killing me, Joe. We have so many questions.
I'm freaking out. Okay. All right, let's do the questions.
So Darren wants to know if there's going to be more rewards for stakers, because there's so many rewards for land owners.
The reward is sand. I don't know. That's a hard one.
Is it going to be more?
Because when we stake any other cryptocurrency, right, on any other platform, the reward is the cryptocurrency, right? So, I don't know. There's not really. I wouldn't say that there is a market demand for that. Obviously, yeah, it's nice to have additional free stuff, but there's not a precedent or market demand for it, and the intention for the better health of the sandbox game, I think, ought to be that we are incentivizing landowners to buy, create, rent, all those things so that we can have content that is going to attract new users or existing users to maintain their playtime inside the sandbox game experiences, whatever that play means. You know, I mean, when even if you're just talking about going to those concert venues and doing those sorts of things, you want to have that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a demand necessarily. Personally, that's not a the sandbox game answer. Obviously, we are willing to listen to community to adapt pretty much with anything at any time, right? We've done it all the time. But I don't think that it makes a lot of good sense to continue to potentially dilute the value of sand by increasing the number of assets. It's important that we understand that the tokenomics of consistent slow distribution of the asset is better and smarter than to go through and say like, oh, we're just going to give you 1 million things, and then you're going to end up selling 1 million things, right? And then the price goes down ultimately. So, you know, we have to maintain a balance too.
Okay, and then Ice Pilot wants to know if we can display our memorabilia in land like an NFT.
Memorabilia is not an NFT, so no. Memorabilia is also not an asset. Memorabilia is an account level, essentially checkbox on your account that says, hey, I was here then, right? Sort of like if you were to go on a web forum and they have like those little titles, or like your Steam achievement has that, and you can show them off on your profile.
Okay.
But memorabilia is just account level stuff. And in fact, it's not like even shown on the profile necessarily, but maybe in the future. Yeah, just. All right.
Alrighty, and then Ian Rooney wants to know, once it moves to Polygon, will land still be 1,000 sand?
Yes, 1,011 sand is the price for a land. It doesn't matter if it's sand or M sand, because M sand is just sand. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, correction, says Kristen. The screenshot your memorabilia and minted on OpenSea is an NFT, and you could. Especially after the Polygon mint.
You know what? That's really smart. That's fair. If you would like to have that, yeah, you can already mint an NFT on the Polygon network right now and pull it up on OpenSea.io, which would allow you to display it inside your land. Very smart, candidly, Kristen.
Totally irrelevant, but my dog just farted right below me.
Why do we want to know?
Horrifying. It is not a great smell.
He had to share this displeasure with the world, chat.
If you see my face scrunch up,
no.
you'll know why.
No.
All right. I did not miss your question, Game Dizzy. We're almost there. Here we go. Alrighty. PT Live PT says sorry.
He's dying.
For the multiplier, staking is 50 lands, and for the airdrop, it's only 36 lands. Is the multiplier staking going to change to 36 lands?
No. But I just want to ask where you got the information that multiplier staking had a level at 50.
Let's figure it out. Let us know.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I see. This is updated. No, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
It's already integrated on there. It shouldn't have been there yet. I didn't think it should have been there yet. This number is malleable, as with anything, as we are in the alpha. So this may change. However, I don't necessarily expect it to change. We'll see, because I remember this number being predefined in the last reward system. So yeah, it's an interesting question. I'm gonna make a note of that. I see what you're saying, though. And I know you're right on the border, so it's super relevant to you. Oh, that's super cute. Look at this. Cody Zine. Lozen just shared in the GMAE show that he passed out while watching the show. Good morning, Cody. Good afternoon. Good evening. How are you doing?
Right.
Like a cell phone in hand. Y'all two are just cute as heck. You guys are crazy. All right, let's see here.
This whole community. Oh man. And then Zahari asks, when will we be able to create generative avatars like the doggies and be open to people not in the creator fund?
Sure. Well, I would say that given the amount of labor work that goes into making that happen, start making the components of your generative assets now. That took, I think, like 6 months for Bunny to do for the doggies. Something like that. It was a long time. So get the work in now, and by the time you're done, it's probably already possible. Cody woke up. Cody woke up when we said the name. We said the name. Cody was like, yes, it's me. How are you?
Right.
I know how it works.
And here we are
from
Game Dizzy. Alex mentioned that previous avatars were not going to be used as avatars when the sandbox releases the full experience. Yeah. Does this mean that all medium templates can be used as avatars in the Sandbox Metaverse as long as it is a template?
So the avatar system, when he talked about it being replaced, he talked about this idea that we have with the doggies, with the Bored Apes and that kind of creation. So it's just fundamentally different in that it's published completely differently. So if you were to complete an asset now and you push it to the marketplace, once you push it to the marketplace, you're pushing it as medium human. You are not pushing it as avatar. So if you want to create something that would be an avatar in the future, don't publish it. Just make it. Yeah, that's a very important component to that. All right.
And Vivox wants to know, no lighting in Skybox yet?
There is more that isn't here. And actually, that's a different email with a different projection. I don't want to play the concert video. GM1. Different presentation. Lights and light management phase. Let's see where that is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I shouldn't show this, but I really want to. Because it's so early and so not done yet. But that's super cool. I couldn't show you if I wanted to because it's on the wrong computer. Let's see here. Now, okay, so we'll talk about lights. It's far enough along that okay, I'm looking at 3C. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I have a rough timeline for you for lights, I think. Assuming it doesn't get pushed out to a later time. Behavior porting, concerts, tech debt. Like, it's long. It's a lot of scrolling. Game Maker revamp.
Sandbox is working on a lot, guys.
Tech debt. Yeah, this plan goes out months, not days. So it's wild. I can't even find it super fast. Control F. Light. QA, green light. Light system. Okay. It's sooner than you think. I don't know exactly which one of these it's meant to fit in, and unless QA and tech, so it's possible that the light system, which was as of when was this? As of February, it was 75% done. But it's possible that once it was completed, QA had gone through, and in that QA, they found that it decreased the frames per second by such a percentage that, we go back and continue to work on it, continue to optimize it. So, while we could say that it is product done, possibly at this point, looking at the timeline, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make it to the 0.70 update. However, I'm going to say that while it's not a bullet point, that is also possible. I can't make any guarantees based on, because I only have this over here that tells me a rough date when it was completed. But I can say that
killing me with all
concert
this
behaviors. I know I have to be vague because
I know
if I'm specific and I'm wrong about a date, then everybody's going to be irritated, right? I don't want to set bad expectations. So where it says concert behaviors and components, it's my understanding at this time that includes video and audio streaming. I assume that is what a concert entails, yeah? So the light system is part of the concerts system on my roadmap here. So it's possible that it's also boxed into the concert behaviors and components.
All right.
Okay. It could be that 0.7.1 update that lights is applied and not the 0.7 update, because it is in that phase with regard to concerts. That includes...
Can we see the preview?
No.
That
includes... I mean, it's literally on the other screen, like on the other computer. The screen that you guys see is on the left side PC, and I can't open this roadmap to show you that without showing you a lot of stuff that you can't see or you're not supposed to see.
Right.
But
right, so soon TM is what we got.
That's very interesting. Where was that again? Timed events. Where was timed events?
We'll go on to this one at a later date, as we are running out of time here.
Okay.
Pierre over on YouTube asks, when my game is published, is it possible to rework it and publish it again a number of times that I want?
Yes. Absolutely. So the really cool thing about publishing to lands is that if you go out and let's say you have 5, 10, 20 NFTs that you want to wrap inside your land when you create your experience, right? You've made these NFTs or you've bought these NFTs, you've built your experience. Once you wrap it with those NFTs, if you don't choose to change the NFTs that are in the experience, you don't have to pay the on-chain fee to publish again. You're just updating the code on our servers, which is completely free. The only time you ever have to pay that on-chain fee is when you change, as I said, the NFTs that are inside it, or something that requires on-blockchain data to change. So yeah, you can publish it, see a thing, go oops, rework it, republish it, as long as you don't change the assets that are inside the experience. And even if you just change assets that you have that are completely free, you can update that without having to pay a fee again. But you can do it as much as you want if you're willing to pay the fees as well.
Okay. Well, we do have a form to send out because we are getting later. And yes, Lozen, if that was the case, if I really did delay it by 10 minutes for everybody who asked for a form, it would be 10 hours. The stream would never end.
That is true.
So let's go ahead and get to our Wizzy Hat giveaway. Make sure you guys only fill it out one time. And if everybody only fills it out one time, I might do something special. You never know. But
Candidly, Kristen asks, you say fee, but if we migrate to Polygon by then, will there really actually be a fee worth mentioning? And I want to tell you this, Candidly, Kristen, because you already know this. But I can tell that you look at the on-chain fees in what I would describe as the wrong way to look at it. I have said many times on this show that it is less than a penny to do an on-chain transaction on Polygon Network. And that is true. But that is the wrong way to look at these transactions. You are spending 0.01 Matic tokens every time that you do these transactions. So 5 years from now, well, let's put this another way. Ethereum 2014 is 75 cents. Polygon Matic tokens right now are 69 cents.
Nice.
Ethereum is currently over $2,000. So, if the Polygon Matic Layer 2 becomes increasingly used, increasingly popular, including with their partnership recently to be the provider of NFTs for Facebook, Meta's Instagram, what does that mean for the use on the network? If it is being increasingly used, these Matic tokens, do they increase in price? And if they increase in price, does that mean that your on-chain fee goes up, or in reality, does it stay exactly the same? 0.01 Matic tokens to mint, right? So, yeah, the fee is worth mentioning if you consider it as dollars. The fee is maybe more so worth mentioning if you consider it as Matic, and if you want to hold that Matic close, you know? Look at it different ways.
Alrighty, and then Alston over on YouTube wants to know, how can we use music in the experiences or sound effects? Is that possible? Is that something we can bring on? I know it's here. We got new music available, and some other enhancements, but we got our own music.
All right. Let's see if I can answer that. Audio and video streaming currently, if you go into the NFT Institute inside the Sandbox.game metaverse, you go into the basement. Snoop Dogg is there playing a concert with an original song that Prox turns on, based on proximity to Snoop Dogg themselves.
Okay.
So,
can we do that for ourselves now?
That's what I'm saying. Is with the concert update, I'm gonna make the assumption here a little bit. Man, I'm not moving the mouse enough. I'm gonna make the assumption a little bit that that feature that we already know works is going to be something that you can do with the concert update. Concert behaviors and components.
Alrighty. How exciting. I hope that you are correct there.
I'm almost certain that is the case.
Almost certain.
Because
don't hold him accountable here.
All right. You want me to spill the tea? You ready?
I mean,
I'm gonna do it.
That's why we call it the Beans Show.
Video streaming, audio streaming, emotes, silver. What does that mean? New emotes, new wheel, timed events, crowd emotes, lights system, shaders, lights plus skybox, game maker tool, collision, invisibility message. What didn't make the cut for concerts, leaving the scope of work, but is still expected in the future. Animated GIFs player.
Ooh. People are excited about that one. Okay, what Meta League wants to know, a follow-up for the question they had asked earlier. Let me find that here about presets on the Game Maker. They want to know. I meant for assets spawner presets. So asset spawner presets. Are there any changes?
Asset spawner behavior porting is being worked on for that, and behavior multiplayer optimizations are complete. Behaviors edit mode is 100% complete, and behavior system improvements, that is a little bit vague, but that is 100% complete for the, I think, 0.7 issued update. So it may not be noted there. Maybe it doesn't make that particular cut, but I am seeing all of those things. So hopefully that answers your question in part.
Okay. And then this says other assets are supposed to give a state multiplier. Will those be active at the same time as the land multiplier?
Land multiplier is the land multiplier. It is its own asset contract. It is read on-chain from its own group. I wouldn't expect any other assets to be included in that at this time.
Okay. And then PG Live PT says, I didn't see monetization of the experiences yet, so only 2023 and forward? Question mark?
You can rent your lands in this announcement so far, but we haven't even got to the end. There's more. There's so much more. There's so much more.
And then Kristen says, wait, I'm tired. You guys kept me up way too late last night. But video, yes, and GIF, no?
That's correct. GIF, no. So just loop and record the GIF as a video? Assuming that the video can be looped? Yeah, why not?
There you are.
Except that GIFs are less intense on your hardware. Well,
this is true.
That's not really true. GIF Vs are less intense on your hardware. But yeah, the video may have an embed player in them, possibly. We'll see. I don't remember if like YouTube integration is there or if it's going to be direct. I'm pretty sure it's going to be ready for YouTube integration. But yeah, you're talking about charging to enter for the Experience PG Live PT, but once again, I haven't got all the way through this, and that may be part of the rental system as well. We'll see when we get there. I would wait for that announcement because you know that you'll be able to charge at a certain point. You know that we're going to be able to publish into the metaverse. You're probably not going to want to publish for free certain experiences. So yeah, I mean, always ask all those questions. They're great questions, and I appreciate you asking them. You continue to ask good questions all the time, so no issues there. All right, so let's step up to the next piece here. As a landowner, migrate. Get access to all the features on Polygon Layer 2 in June. 1 million sand reward to migrated landowners to help incentivize that migration. This is not the automatic migration that we did to the updated ETH smart contract. This is a choice that you can make. to move over to the Polygon network. I assume almost everybody's going to want to make that choice. If you publish more than once and experience, you already save money by going on to OX Polygon over the ETH network. Then, I'm going to freak out right now. Can I still book this? I haven't booked for NFT NYC, but now I need to go do that. Conrad, you want to go?
Ooh. I mean, it sounds like a good time.
Okay, all right. Meet us soon with surprises at NFT_NYC, June 20th, 2022. Organize and finance local meetups in Q4 2022. NFT NYC. If you're not there, you want to hang out, we'll figure it out. I don't really know. I didn't make a plan for this. I literally right now, just now in this show, I decided. So, Sandstorm team, Game Dizzy, okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Then you got the TLDR.
Let's see you there. All right.
Lozen says see you there. Let's ride, dude. Let's ride. Let's hang out.
I've never been to the East Coast.
Really? Oh, it's a lot of nothing. I'm kidding.
I mean, I've been up and down the West Coast.
There's so that's right. The West Coast, best coast. Deal with it, all right? Deal with it. We get to go outside and see trees. It's so wild. You guys, have you heard of mountains? Because you call the Appalachians mountains. You're wrong. You're wrong. You got a hill over there. I walked up those hills. All right. We have mountains.
That's right. Is Game Dizzy just going to be a bear in the middle of New York?
Just a bear in New York, all right? Just a bear in New York. Enrique Mendez knows what I'm talking about, living in Boise, Idaho. Enrique looks out the window, right, and sees vast, huge tracts of land, you know? It's beautiful. Right. Beautiful. Anyway.
But before you move on, we got winners.
Want me to close down that form? How dare?
Oh, yeah.
How very dare.
And then also we got excellent stuff over here. Alpha 3 is in July, question mark? Can you explain more on the special raffle for landowners?
Okay. I can not currently explain more details on these informations than was previewed to you because each one of these little hourglass things has its own fully fleshed out detailed press release report that will come out in the future. All right. But what was the with regards to land? I got ahead of myself in my brain.
Oh, can you just explain more on the special raffle for landowners?
That was the thing that I can't do. What was the first part? The first part. That was the whole thing? Was that just the whole question?
That was it.
All right, sorry about that.
Really
but also
what's going down.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, and then Alpha 3, of course, when is that happening?
Oh, yeah, when Alpha 3, right. So this date, July 22, includes Alpha 3. Includes but may not be limited to July 22. That's what I'll say.
I don't think he meant to do the Holy Grail reference, but I was right there with it, folks.
I did mean to do the huge tracts of land.
Did you? I'm so
absolutely
proud to be
huge tracts of land. Yes, absolutely.
All right, who's our winner, friend?
All right. I'm going to roll 1 through 153. I'm going to click generate on this bad boy. Man, I'm rolling high this week. 148. And that is not a double entendre. I don't do that bad stuff. Over on YouTube.com, a username answering to the question, what is your favorite part of the 2022 land roadmap? They said the Polygon chain integration.
Ooh.
Username, no pain, space, no gain. You're our winner.
No gain.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You've won a Wizzy the Green's lucky hat that you can inside any combat-based experience in the Sandbox Game Metaverse or in the Sandbox Game Maker. I'm going to put all those onto the form right after this show because I finally got some sleep, chat. I only got some sleep.
Right. Ronnie over on Facebook says, Sandbox quiz, OKX not giving reward? I'm curious.
OKX is in charge of distribution for that. So if you're interested in that, you can file support with their support because they already have the sand from us for that distribution, from my understanding.
There we are. And Lee Newman says, it sounds like Season 3 is geared towards landowners. Will non-landowners have an experience more like Alpha 1 and 2?
Yeah. This is a yes and, right? And I think that's important. We did Alpha 1, yes and Alpha Season 2 was more. Alpha Season 2, yes and Alpha Season 3 is more. So it's not taking things away from anybody, it's only just adding more features and more benefits.
And Joe, was there any duplicates?
Yes. But let's see if I can pull you kind of the number. I can do that.
Are we closer?
I mean,
to no duplicates?
Yeah, we were actually really, really close. The game, ironically, Game Jam was the like answer where I got a couple of duplicates, but it was like 3 total. So it was really good. I appreciate you guys for starting to get it.
Dang, almost, folks.
There was a lot. Also, I'm going to say though that out of the 153 responses, like having 150 of those being like legitimate answers is wild to me.
Right.
I think you guys are doing great. Thank you for just respecting each other in that regard.
Right. We don't want to cheat the system. Duplicates don't get you anywhere. And also, Lucas, I'm being oppressed. Help!
I'm being oppressed. Yeah.
Oh man.
I didn't vote for you.
Alrighty. What else do we got? As it is already running late for everybody.
We got nothing. I think we got the good questions out. We've covered a lot here today. We didn't get a chance to play your games, but you can join us tomorrow in the morning time, our time, my time, rather, at math 8.
You do it?
8 p.m. 8 p.m. No, 7 p.m. 9. Is it 9? Does Alex do it at 9? Alex is doing. Alex does it all wrong.
It's 6 p.m.
6. Thank you.
6 p.m. 9 p.m. is the Wednesday show.
Thank you. Yeah, 6 p.m. is Alex's show. And then 3 a.m. UTC. Once again, we'll be back tomorrow. We play in your games inside the Sandbox Game Maker gallery as we continue to push toward Alpha Season 3. So much information out there.
We'll be doing the Golden Ticket Hodl Arcade. And then right after that, we have on the docket the Lamb game. So we'll be checking those out.
All right. That sounds great. Once again, I want to remind you guys that the AMA for this landowner roadmap is on May 20th at 3 p.m. UTC. All right, so that's exactly a week from now, exactly 12 hours before this show would normally air. So be there, check it out on Discord. You're going to want to know all the little details because I can assure you that there's going to be at least something that they say in that AMA that I did not cover here today. And despite the fact that I do like to drop the secrets as you guys ask them, you can definitely get some new and interesting things out of Seb basically every single time he speaks. So it's been a wonderful time hanging out with you guys today. We're going to start wrapping things up.
Dang it. Backspace.
What happened? What had happened?
You just told me who won and who's advancing to Western.
Oh,
I was going to catch up with it after the show.
You know what?
Oh, well.
You know what? It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I was going to find out anyways.
Yeah. But anyway, so chat, we're going to raid somebody over here on twitch.tv right now as we do each and every time. Paniolone looking good already currently. The Sandbox current game jam they're creating for it. Let's raid them over on twitch.tv. Send them some love. And we'll be back tomorrow.
Hi.
2 shows tomorrow.
2 shows.
Here we go.
Get your early one.
I'm on the wrong page. I'm on the wrong page, chat. I gotta go to my own page if I'm gonna raid Nate over here. We
have a wonderful weekend, y'all.
Yeah, Conrad. What do you mean have a wonderful weekend? We're back tomorrow. We're doing more.
I'm talking to all of our lovelies. We're still
you're right. I mean, I guess you could still have a wonderful weekend and watch the show. It's not mutually exclusive. 78 viewers ready to raid. Let's Go! All right, YouTube, DLive Theta, Facebook, Twitter.com/TheSandboxGame. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for having fun. Once again, ask all those questions in our next show if you have more questions. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow. See you later.
Bye, everybody.